Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by Yahweh Bashim Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh Bashim Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. This is the brother Quanda Wath come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Lord will, it is edifying. Lord will, it is straight to the point. But this lesson, we're ultimately going to go into, how, our forefathers, man, how even when, dealing with, outside things, right, afflictions and even being tempted, with the things of this world, they kept their eyes, fixed on the prize, man, kept their eyes fixed on Yahweh Bashim Shai, no matter what they went through, right? No matter what was thrown in their face, no matter what, they were tempted with, right? And these are examples that we have, right, to follow, right? As it says in Romans, the 15th chapter, the 4th verse, it says all things are written aforetime that are, they were written for our learning, right? That we can ultimately, learn and apply that same type of, wisdom, right? And the same type of mentality, right, to our situations, our everyday lives, ultimately, you look at, what they had, right, as far as, what was in them, it was faith, man. They were given, that gift of faith, right, to continue to push forward and continue to, again, keep their eyes on the prize, right? So I just want to grab a few precepts on that. Again, Lord will, it is edifying. Lord will, it is straight to the point. But this is Hebrews 11, and instead of verse 24, it says, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Now, for those that don't know, the story of Moses, you can go back and you can go into Exodus and read, the story of Moses. There's even a Disney movie, right? That you can go watch. It's pretty old. I want to say 2000, early 2000s, right? But it's a good movie. You know what I mean? It's for the most part, it is pretty spot on. But there are obviously, you just chew up the meat, spit out the bones. But you can go and watch it. But then again, you go into the scriptures for a better account, more accurate account, right? And Pharaoh, right? When they were, when the Pharaoh or when Pharaoh was ultimately going around killing all the Hebrew, the Hebrew children, having them, 2 years and younger, right? Having them basically killed. What happened? Moses' mother, basically, hid him, right? And Pharaoh's daughter ended up finding him, right? And raising him, right? So then ultimately Pharaoh, right? Ultimately, basically treated him as, as his own, and, the Pharaoh, he had a lot of money at the time. He was very, very wealthy, right? He was the king at the time, right? The Pharaoh, the king. Moses, was to inherit those riches. But once the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai opened up, Moses' eyes to who he truly was, right? He wasn't an Egyptian, right? He was an Israelite, right? Once the Lord opened his eyes up to who he truly was and who, his people are, he said, fuck that, man. I want to be with my people. I want to suffer with my people, right? He very well could have lived lavishly, right, for the rest of his life, man, but he said, nah, fuck that, man, Continuing on in verse 26, it says, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach Yahushua greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward, man, and that's something that I want to go into, is that word respect, right? So ultimately he said, that going and suffering through these afflictions for Hamashiach Yahushua, it would ultimately give him a better reward than to sit here and enjoy the riches of the world, man. You know, and again, that's the mentality that we have to be in, right? We have to be focused, right, on you know, Yahweh Shem El Shai and the reward that is at hand, right? No matter what, again, can be placed in our path. You know, somebody could offer us a whole bunch of money, right? Just like our elder apostles, right? When the people found out that the elder apostles knew the truth, what they do? They came and tried to, you know, basically buy them off, man. You know? Hey, but guess what? Hey, our elder apostles, right, have respect unto the reward, man. You know, and I want to go into that. You know, it says, and he had respect, right? It says to turn the eyes away from other things and fix them on some one thing, right? So our eyes are fixed on this truth. Our eyes are fixed on serving Yahweh Shem El Shai, and in knowing that if we continue to do that, right? Knowing that if we continue to, stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem El Shai, for this truth, for this testimony, that there will be a reward at the end, man. You know, and it's not unrighteous, you know, to ask, right? Hey, what will be our reward if we do this, right? Our apostle Peter, you know, in Matthew's the 19th chapter, 29th verse, he has the same thing. He said, we have forsaken all, you know, and follow thee. What shall we have therefore, man? You know, and Yahweh Shai laid it down for him, saying, hey, you know, well, he that hath forsaken mother, father, son, you know, land, so on and so forth, all a laundry list of things. And guess what? They're going to get that times 100, man. You know, and that's a lot. You know, knowing that in this world, you're not going to be able to receive that, man. You're not going to be able to receive 100-fold in this world. If anything, you lose more, you know, in this world than you actually gain. That's whether you're in the truth or not. You know, especially us being in captivity, right? I'll read it again. It's like it says to turn the eyes away from one thing, meaning to say, you know what, fuck the world. The world cannot give me what I want. The world cannot give me what I need, right? What we want and we need is to get out of these sinful ass bodies, right? To stop being, you know, to stop having to deal with this war between the flesh and the spirit, right? To be feeling like shit every time that you do go off, right? Because you don't want to go off, right? Apostle Paul even said that, right? In Romans the 7th chapter. Why do I do that which I do not? You know? Or that what I would not, right? He's constantly going off, but he doesn't want to go off, man. But that what he wants to do, he does not, right? I mean, he wants to, you know, stay, you know, doing what's right, stay following the laws and commandments, right, and never go off. But we're in this sinful flesh. We're in our captivity, man. We're in the captivity inside of captivity, man. You know? So it's like, come on, man. Only Yahweh Shem El Shai is able to take this, you know, reproach away from us, man. Only Yahweh Shem El Shai is able to deliver us from this sinful flesh, from this captivity, from all these different things, right? And in you know, doing what he tells us to do, not only will he take all that shit away from us, right? The sighing and the crying, the afflictions, right? The tears. But we'll also have a reward, right? And that reward is going to be something greater than what we can imagine, right? Isaiah the 64th chapter, you know? No ear hath heard, nor eye hath seen, except for, you know, Yahweh Shem El Shai, what he hath prepared for them that wait for him, man. You know? So it's going to be completely out of this world, right? When you can think about all the riches in this world, right? Well, guess what? It says, no ear hath heard, nor eye hath seen, right? So as much as people talk about the riches that's still flowing around in this world, it's going to be greater than that for each person. You know, for each elect member, and their riches is going to be far greater riches than that of the elites of this world, man. You know, that's something that, you know, to be focused on, man. You know, it says to look with steadfast mental gaze, right? Staying focused, right? Staying focused on the path that is before us, man. Staying focused on this truth. Right? Again, no matter the circumstance, no matter what is being thrown in our path, because you're going to have certain things that are going to be thrown in your paths as tests, right? Let's I don't have it in this. Let's grab this, right? I want to grab it in Salakia. Let's turn this off. Right? I want to grab it in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Right? Verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Right? That word temptation goes into what? It goes into trials, tests. So we're going to constantly be tested. We're going to constantly be, tempted by certain things, right? Whether it be women, money, right? Material things. It doesn't matter, right? And Yahweh Shai was tempted, man. Going back, right, in Matthew, the 4th chapter, man. He was tempted with the riches of the world, man. And many of us have been in a situation where we can ultimately, have a lot of money. We can ultimately be comfortable. We can ultimately be in a good spot, right? Hey, but we don't want that, man, right? What did Apostle Paul say? He said he counts all things as dung to win Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So ultimately, if we're put in a position to receive a whole bunch of things, we have to understand, is that going to, kick us out of this race, right? Because we understand that this is a race, right? Scripture said that run ye may attain, right? So would that take us out the race? We want to stay in this race. We want to win the race. So we can't, there are some things that we're going to have to sit there and, turn our back to, man. Even though it seems good, even though it would help, even though, hold on, Slocky. Even though you want it, you gotta turn your back to it, man. And stay focused on the task at hand. This is the position that we are in, right? You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, right? But you live to fight another day. Just it's and for those that know, man, but yeah, man, we gotta stay focused, man. Verse I'll start at verse 13. It says, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before." That's right, man. So he's saying, you know what, I'm gonna put all that shit behind me, right? And I'm gonna look to Yahweh Shem Shai. I'm gonna look to the law, statutes, commandments. I'm gonna look to what's ultimately going to actually benefit me, man. Because the things in the world, and these things are temporal, man. These things can only give you a moment of joy, right? A moment of benefit. But the things that Yahweh Shem Shai, those things are eternal, man. We're talking about eternal benefits, eternal joy. That's something you can't get in this world, man. So why meditate and why think about the things that are in this world and try to, grow in this world, and when you need to be growing in this truth, growing in this gospel, man. It says, verse 14, it says, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai." And so he was staying focused, man. He was, his eyes were fixed on the prize and nowhere else, man. When for those that, have, especially, since, I made the analogy, which the scriptures also as well, say that this is a race, right? Scriptures say that this is a race. And for those that used to do track or run or wherever, right? Hey, wherever you're looking, right? Wherever your chest is facing or wherever your chin is at or wherever your eyes are at is usually where you're going, right? So if you're looking down, you're going to go down, right? And if you're you know, your chest is high, your chin is up, you're looking forward, you're running good, and well, guess what? Your posture is going to be good. You know, you're not going to get as tired. You know, it opens up your lungs so you can run longer, right? Endurance, stamina. You know? So if you're looking in the wrong place, hey, that's going to hinder you, man. You know, if you're not looking where you should be looking, that's going to hinder you and prevent you from finishing that race, man. So what we need to do is keep our chest high, keep our chin up, keep our eyes forward, you know, and be, you know, doing what we need to be doing in order to reach the end, man. You know, this is what it's all about, man. Scriptures say that he that is shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. We want to be saved, right? Because not only are we going to be saved, we're going to receive the reward in which we have been seeking for. You know, for doing all this work, man. And because you to be doing this work, you have to have a strong spirit, man. You have to have a strong spirit. You know, and the average person doesn't even, you know, they don't even have a weak spirit. Like a weak spirit is strong compared to the spirit that they got, man. You know? You know, so hey, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, had bestowed this great responsibility unto us, man. You know? And now we have to remain, you know, focused on the task at hand, which is a great task, a hard task at that, but nonetheless, it's a very great and honorable task. And so stay focused, stay going hard, stay doing what you need to do, because we're almost out of here, man. You know, I just, hey, me personally, I needed to hear that, you know. I know that there's, we know we're all going through shit, man, you know. So Lord will, this was a faith booster, right? An encourager through the Spirit for someone who might need to hear it, man. You know, because every once in a while we need to hear something like that. Every once in a while, we need to be encouraged to, to keep going hard, man. You know? And I myself included, me first and foremost, man. I be having my bad days just like everybody else, right? We have our ups and we have our downs in the spirit, man. You know?